Hi guys, it's Mark from Silence Tech and welcome to episode 8 of Setup Refresh. In today's episode, I'm mainly going to be focusing on cable management, trying to get rid of those nasty bird's nests that were developing in my gaming setup. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump straight into episode 8 of Setup Refresh. Let's go! Before that, actually, I totally forgot. Here's my new gaming chair. Would you look at that beauty? This is the Noble chair. I just did a review on the Icon series. I absolutely love this chair. It's amazing. It's not going to stay clean for very long. I used to have the red and black version of this chair and it actually is softer for some reason. I don't know, they must have improved it somewhere along the lines. I spoke to a couple of my subscribers in my previous video and I was talking about sort of how long the white's going to last. I don't think it's going to last very long, to be honest with you guys. I reckon it's going to end up getting filthy before long, especially if I wear, you know, black jeans or anything along those lines. So I would, you know, if you're thinking of buying one of these, I would highly recommend not wearing black jeans or a black top, just wearing white or something like this, which is quite faded. These are just my knocking about trousers around the house and things like that, you know. Believe it or not, guys, when I actually go outside, which is not very often at the moment, I do dress quite smartly. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I am so happy with it. I love the white on black. It just really does set the chair off. It sets it apart from any other chair I've really seen before. I've seen white and black chairs, but this one's just so white. It just looks absolutely awesome. I'm now thinking of getting like the extended, glorious white mouse pad. I don't know if you know the one. I'm thinking about getting that. I really want to like paint my GPUs and stuff because I'm really good at spraying and things like that. Anyway, I'm waffling on. You've seen the chair now. Let's move that out of the way. Here's the cable management stuff I've got. It's quite basic at the minute. I'm still waiting for some 3M pads and some 3M tape. But I've got these things and they're actually quite good. They're essentially little, you have to excuse the plaster. I like ripped my nail off nearly a few weeks ago and if I don't wear this plaster, I keep catching it and it hurts. Anyway, like little sticky pads and they work really well. You need about 4 of them on each thing. Ideally I would like some 3M tape, but these are just what I had left over when I cable managed my setup last. Of course I've got Velcro straps. And then I've also got these little things, which is essentially little hooks with some 3M tape, which would be great for cable managing the wires and not necessarily cable management. I've also got some LED strips. I don't think I'm going to be able to install them today, although I'd like to. But the idea of today's video is to get the cables cleaned up because I am fed up with when I'm shooting my videos having cables everywhere in the background and it looks horrible and it's ruining my videos. So we're going to start under the desk and we're going to, first of all, we're going to do a few wires, but we're not going to be able to finish everything today because there's just too much that needs finishing elsewhere before I can do the cable management, like painting, wallpapering, etc, etc. So I've set up a desk. I've set up the desk, I've set up the light under the desk, so hopefully you're going to be able to see fairly well, so let's start. Okay guys, this is it so far. This is a hell of a job because I've got my PCs over there. I need to route all the wires. I'm going to essentially make 2 holes behind the PCs and route cables up through there. So we're talking 4 DisplayPort cables, power cables, USB cables, HDMI cables for the other PC. So 2 kettle leads, multiple, God, you know, the keyboard, mouse. And you've got like the sound bar. Then you've got the Scarlett Solo interface. Then you've got the Sound Blaster X7 as well. There's going to be a lot of cables. This is just the start, guys. This is just the start. But at the moment, that's pretty much as far as I can go because I've got a wallpaper over on this side. Pull up. I've got a wallpaper that wall. So this desk here has got to come out. So I can't cable manage across from this desk underneath the PCs because I'm going to have to rip it all out again and start wallpapering. So there's no point in me doing that now. I might as well wait till I wallpaper. So what we're going to do now, that's going to look super clean when it's done. What I'm going to do now is show you my DisplayPort cables that I've got for the monitors, the new DisplayPort cables and the HDMI cables. Then I'm going to start doing some testing with both PCs to make sure the cables all work because I went through an absolute nightmare with Amazon and buying different DisplayPort cables. They essentially just didn't work. And I bought one DisplayPort cable. They needed to be 5 meters. And the longer the DisplayPort cables are, the more iffier they are. They're not like HDMI cables. They don't, you know, if they start becoming too long, you start having trouble with flickering, things along those lines. So essentially what I'm going to have to do now is test every single cable. So I'm going to have to play some games. Well, that is just, it's such a hard life, isn't it, having to play games. Right, so we're going to do that now. We're only just starting to get into it. This is just where the fun begins. We've got 4 DisplayPort cables, 1.2, 5 meter cables, and then we've got 5 meter HDMI cables as well, 2 of them. So 2 of the HDMI cables are going to go into the second PC, and 4 DisplayPort cables are going to be going into the main rig. So it's going to be a lot of fun, this. Right, we are getting somewhere now. I've mounted the plug adapter on the wall. I've routed all the cables so nice and neatly. Looks absolutely fantastic. I've got a lot of slack coming off here. I've decided to put in an extra DisplayPort cable as a backup. So if one of these cables ever fails, I've got another cable in there, but it's only 3 meters. So we'll see how we get on with that. And I've also got 1 HDMI cable as well. I may put another one in as well. So I'll have 2 HDMI cables and 5 DisplayPort cables. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna drill a hole in the desk. Okay, I've got a hammer on, which is never a good thing. No cables underneath, nope. Voila! We now have a hole. Need the Hoover. Okay, that is perfect. Exactly how we wanted it. I won't be putting the mouse cable through. The reason for that is, like I said a minute ago, is I'll be either using a wireless mouse, and then when I go to start gaming, I'll be using my Zaria FK2 there, so it doesn't matter to me if it's wired at all. Job's a good one. That's the thing I love about the ROG Claymore, is the fact that the USB cable is behind it, so it doesn't stick out, so it looks super clean. That's just perfect, just what I wanted. So that's that done. Now we can plug this in under here. We've got loads of slack on it, so it's not as though there's a problem we can't move it. We've got loads of slack there, and that's thanks to the USB hub, which I would highly recommend anyone getting, because it makes the back of your PC look so much cleaner, because you've just got one USB port going into the back of the PC, and then you've got the hub underneath your desk where you can just put everything you need to into that, which makes it look super clean. And that's pretty much it for now, guys, as far as that's concerned. The next thing we need to do is to start drilling holes behind the PC, which is not going to be fun. Next, I've took the other PC away. I still have to prop this desk up properly. So it's kind of like that a little bit. It needs to come up a little bit more. I need to do underneath, fix that. But right now we can still do a bit more of the cable management. I've just got a screwdriver on the back and worked out where I want the cables to come through and marked a hole. So now all I need to do is move the PC and drill another hole like I just did with the mouse and keyboard. Yes, perfect. No cables in sight. Now I've just realised, even though those cables are long enough, the second PC, the power cable for that is not going to be long enough. So I'm going to have to buy another adapter, another power adapter, and have that underneath there. Ah, how annoying. But yeah, so far so good, guys. Okay guys, well that is the first part of the cable management video. I can't actually do any more. Next step is going to be wallpapering the side wall and painting the wall with the monitors on. I'm going to be painting that white. I also want to put some white keycaps on my ROG Claymore. I want to get the white glorious extended mouse pad, and I want to get the Logitech G703, which is white and black, and it will just look absolutely stunning. Overall, the setup is just looking amazing. I can't believe how well it's turned out, especially with the fact that I can pull the ultra wide down. I hope you haven't forgot that I can do that. And yes, I still need to rebuild the 570X. That's going to look absolutely awesome as my second PC. I need to do a few tweaks with the Phanteks Evolve case, like putting the extended cables going into the two 1080 Ti's. So happy with how this has turned out. It couldn't have gone any better, really. It's been a lot of effort and it's been a long way since when I first started the first episode of Setup Refresh. I'm probably going to keep Setup Refresh as a series going indefinitely on the channel. There may be a few tweaks to how I do it, but overall it's essentially going to stay the same and focused on setup related content. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed episode 8 of Setup Refresh. The next episode will be coming up, part 2 of the cable management. My name's Mark from Silence Tech. Goodbye.